Hello, hello, hello. And welcome, Kara Zest, the 2-month subscriber, and also known as Steve's great friend. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? In my spare time, I was playing around with, like, trying to get Steam capsule images started. These are definitely not final, but this is kind of like what I'm going with right now. This is kind of like the best one I've made, I think. Steve in the corner. SOS on the side. Oh, sweet. Is it like a holiday or is it just Saturday for you? Because I could see either with how far away you are. I assume it's still Friday, no? But so there must be a reason. Anyways, there's that. I'm gonna come back to those. I need later, much later. Basically, my plan is I need to create all this, get this ready, and then I'm gonna make a Steam page so I can actually like put the demo on the Steam page and then share that out with people. Because I think that's probably one of the biggest things blocking a lot of people from, if I share it out with anywhere, I don't think they want to try it because they have to join a Discord, which I understand. So I want to make a Steam page as my, after like I get the build out. That's like the next big thing. It's Friday, just taking a day off for appointments, but they're done already. Nice. Good old doctor appointments to get the day off. Good stuff. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna do. The thing that I have here is just add health items. To be fair, is kind of boring, but we'll get through that quickly, and then we'll hopefully start work on the stress monster, because that's exciting. So stick with me, and we'll start getting to this guy, which I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to visualize him, because I've looked lots of times, and there is no good asset that epitomizes what I want. So I might have to like make something, which I'm sure Karazest is excited about. So the health items, though, let's just get that going, get that out of the way. In many ways, they're basically pretty much exactly like the stress items, except they interact with health instead. So I kind of want to see if I can find a way to model that so that I can make one core script for them, but we'll see how that goes. Consumable. I mean, this one's pretty simple. Let's just duplicate this. Go. Health. Consumable. Yeah. Now we're calling this health. Consumable. We'll call this heal amount. We will also rename this to health. New health consumable. And health consumable. And then need to open up health manager. So I have public health, but I can't just do other things. I also should probably make sure that I should change this. So damage health value equals minus, and then this needs to be clamped. Math f dot clamp. Just clamping the values so that this can't get into anything dangerous. So 0. So obviously you can't go negative. You only get to 0 health. And then the max health is our max health. So value. Right. So now, with this in mind, I could just go in here and then go health manager dot instance dot do damage, and then I just do negative heal amount, right? Oh, this just needs to be int. Int that up, baby. There we go. Health consumable. I have a public. Yeah. Public health is pretty nice until there's weight lines, but it's pretty nice until then. Does Finland have issues with like family doctors like not existing? I'm not saying like literally not existing, but like that it takes forever to get a family doctor, or are they like better because they're better like things? So that's one of the biggest issues in Canada. So like trying to find a family doctor. Whew. That's it's fun times. Okay, so I got a health consumable now. Then there's upgrades, which hey Red, how's it going? Oh, by the way, I actually didn't say this publicly yet, but I have 101 followers. I actually got that off stream, which is even funnier. So we've hit the 101 milestone. I mean, we hit the 100 also, but we're at 101, so that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy about that. God damn, that's awesome. Remember when I was young, like my family doctor was like a block away from my house, and so that was really good because once I like in class, this is kind of an embarrassing story, but in my first day of high school, there was this game that we played. I think it was like the very family friendly version of Never Have I Ever, and a lot of people kept on saying things that I'd done, which was surprising, but I mean, it was like, I've never played a video game. And so, obviously, I kind of failed at that. And so I kept on standing up in my chair, and I had to give them like this little token, I don't know, whatever I had. And one time when I sat down, chair was here. I sat down here. I missed the chair. There was a desk behind my head. And I smashed my head right in the back of my head on the desk. And at first it just kind of hurt. So I was like, whatever, I'll just sit down and like just wait out the rest of this stupid game. And then I like felt the back of my head once. I was like, oh, there's blood. I guess I should go wash that off. So I went and talked to the teacher and was like, hey, can I just go to the washroom and wash this off? And then so I went to the washroom, washed it off. It was like kind of bleeding. I was like, well, meh. And then like the bell rang when I was washing it off. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll walk home. And I walked home with my friend with just like a piece of like paper towel on my back of my head. And then she sent me like right back to my mom as soon as I got home. She's like, no, you have to go to the doctor because like that's like a gash and needs stitches. So I went to the doctor and I got 4 stitches. I just like walked over to him like right away and then he just stitched me up. And then as I was leaving the office, I fainted, which was fun. So I did all that stuff all beforehand, got to the doctor, got stitched up, did all those things. And then like when everything was fine, I just randomly fainted. So yeah, that was my fun head injury story. Fainting is a trip though. If you've never done it, it's really interesting. Just like it's the weirdest feeling, having like consciousness one moment and then like literally like waking up and being like, why am I on the floor? That's weird, you know? So that was really interesting. Yeah. I don't think I passed out before then. I think I have since. I can't remember why or how. But I think I do remember having other situations after that, but I can't remember why. But I think that was like the first. I think I'm just not gonna make a max health increasing right now. It's like I'm not gonna use it until like way later anyways. So we're gonna not do that for now. Because I want to do monster things. And I'm sure all of you guys want to do monster things. So let's just give the people what they want. All I need to do is first make some bandages. I might need to recompile them. I remember, I think it's like from Civ 5, like they went, or Civ 6, when they put all those quotes, like whenever you're at a loading screen. And one of the ones I really loved was, if the human brain was simple enough to understand, you would be so stupid to not be able to understand it. Which I think is kind of cool. As a thought, you know. So to make some bandages. Greetings, Polygon. Thanks for eating a biscuit. I probably don't have anything that remotely looks like bandages. We'll just make it like the health symbol right now. Is that the heart? Yeah, we'll just do this. Display name, bandages. Use a little bit of damage. That's going pretty well. Yeah, I'd already told you about the 100 followers, so I think I was like sitting in your stream talking when I reached that. You can have more bandages. I'm gonna make it like you can have 64 bandages in a stack. But yeah, so I reached that. It's so funny, like I feel like I've probably gained more followers like while in somebody else's chat than like actually streaming. Which I don't know if that tells you much about like my streaming ability or my ability to chat up people in Twitch chats. But I'm supposedly good at one of them at least. Well, you can just hold more of them at the same time. And really, actually, like, stack limit to a degree right now doesn't actually do anything because I have no inventory, like, item slot count limit or something like that. You can technically have as many items as you want. Eventually, I'm going to have to figure out how I want to limit that, like, whether or not it's, like, you can only have a certain amount of slots taken up or something like that. But, yeah, I'll have to figure that out eventually. But that's a future me problem, not a current me problem. So, I've done this for now. Eventually, I'll do the other thing. But it's just like it's not something I need right now. What I need right now is Stress Monster. Yeah, that's the help. I'm also I'm starting so the reason I switched the schedule up a little bit earlier this week. And on Saturday mornings, I'm no longer streaming. I'm gonna stream Saturday afternoon, and then Sunday I'm not streaming at all. But on Saturday morning, I'm gonna try to like make some videos about like what I've been doing, like kind of like small things that I think are good. Like I want to talk about the save system that I made, and see if anyone can point out why I shouldn't use it like this, because it feels like it's so easy and convenient and awesome. But I'm sure there's reasons why people wouldn't want to use it like this. And then I also want to talk about obviously just generally what I'm doing, so I need to make like a trailer video for my channel. And then there's another video that I want to make is talking about managers, like managing scripts, and like how you should separate those out. Because I don't think I've seen a video that does that well enough, and I think I got a pretty good system of having persistent managers that persist and exist forever, and then I have game managers that exist throughout a save. So as long as you've loaded a save and are playing that save, those managers are going to exist. And then there's like level managers that only have in per level, right? And those ones can come in and out each time you load a level. But yeah, I'm going to try to be making some more videos on that end. And then hopefully getting more YouTube traction to then point it to Twitch. Probably still not going to stream on YouTube because I don't want to like do the dual streaming flow, but for now that's kind of my near-term goals. Okay, so talking about Stress Monster, I need to go to the asset store. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, it's like I do want to do like one time a week where I don't do it like this early morning one, just because like everyone I actually know in real life is never gonna catch this morning stream. It's 4 a.m. to 7, or 4:30 to 7:30 in the morning, and I don't blame people for not waking up then. So, I mean, I'm super happy to have a bunch of people on the East Coast and in Europe that come in and hang out, because for them it's a reasonable hour. But the other things there, yeah. The nights were okay. I just find like, what was it? What was I gonna say? I just found like I was really tired all the time, and it was harder to get through the day. Like, the nice thing about this is that I get my fun thing out in the morning, right? I feel like when you're doing stuff at night, it's just like there's a temptation when you're up late already to just like, oh, what's another hour, right? Or what's like another 30 minutes? And that then means that you don't sleep very well. So this way, as soon as the kid goes to sleep, I go to sleep. I wake up at 4. I'm excited to get up in the morning because I get to do something fun right away. So I'm not like dragging my feet to get out of bed. I want to get out of bed. Yeah, therefore I am. That's why I'm doing this way. But I should probably not show that on screen. Oops. You guys saw nothing. Alright. Although it shows it literally up there. Whatever. Don't look. Anyways. I was going to add this little zombie thing. I'm not going to add him directly as a zombie for the stress monster. I just need some creepy looking humanoid thing to use. Although, Red, you saying you can totally relate to the up late night thing, but you know, you stay up till like silly hours, so I feel like that's even crazier, you know. But maybe you should try waking up really early before your kids wake up, and then you might have a better time. You might feel better. Yeah, though. Guys, I assume when you're waking up at 4, it's like to get ready for work or something, right? It's not really a big mug, it's just a long mug, you know? And a very thick handle. Yeah, it only fits like regular size coffee. I don't know what to call them. Just coffee things. Okay. Probably all of these are fine. I think I only need one of these, but I can't remember which one I want, so I'll just import them all. The way you do it, Red Echo, it's really simple. You fall asleep at 8 p.m. That's what you do. You fall asleep at 8 p.m. You wake up at 4 a.m. Problem solved. It's not that early. Especially, I'm gonna leverage this so hard when my kid gets a little older and they want to stay up later. I was like, well, daddy's got to go to sleep too, you know? We're not staying up. We're not doing anything fun. We're going to sleep too. We're just putting you to bed just before we go to bed. So then I'll have no recourse for them to want to stay up, because they'll think that when I wake them up in the morning, that's when they wake up. I'm sure they'll figure out eventually that they can wake up earlier and earlier. Um, but when they do that, you know, hopefully they'll also know that they can just like chill and play with their own toys instead of us all the time. Polygon's got a well fleshed out schedule there. Although I don't know how you survive with like 6.5 hours of sleep. I need 8 hours. If I don't get 8 hours of sleep, I'm not feeling good in the morning. But hey, if you can do it, God bless you, man. Because I wish I could do it. None of them are UFP. Well, that's fun. It doesn't really matter, though. I don't really need his texture. I just need a body. I need a body. Maybe not on the floor. Just some bodies. It's just me feel. Okay. So you guys are just doing the going into sleep debt and then paying it off on the weekend routine. See, that works when you don't have children. There's no sleeping in with children. It just doesn't happen. So are these the same? Yeah, I think they are. They seem to be the same avatars. I don't know. I'm gonna throw one in. Okay. So Mr. Man here. Do you have parts? Okay, this one has parts. I don't want the one that has parts. Is it just Zombie 3 then that just has? Yeah, it looks like it. And it's just a bunch of bones, but yeah, it just has one mesh. Okay. I have gone 6 days without sleep at one time, but I survived because I was 18 yet. Yeah, you can do some silly stuff when you're 18, for sure. But you can't do that when you're 30. Yeah, I mean, you can ignore a dog, though, a little bit. Baby screaming. It's another thing. Okay, so let's see if I can convert this to Universal Pipeline. Knowing very little about Universal Pipeline. Okay. Seems like part of that came through. I think just base mapped it. Yeah, okay. Textures. There we go. That looks zombie-ish. How smooth should it be? How smooth should this zombie be? Probably not very smooth, right? It would be very rough. As a little zombie guy would be. Okay. That's not looking half bad. He does not emit anything. I don't think he needs emission. He's not glowing in that way. I have a dog. I pet it. It's just like you can, like, you know, you can let them out. It's like you can also let them out and then come back and then they'll be done and then, you know, you don't have to, like, spend half an hour with them. Jeez, yeah. Yeah, staying up multiple days. I think the most I've done is maybe like stayed up for like 36 hours or something like that. But yeah. Goddamn. All right, Echo. That's an interesting infantry training exercise. I mean, it kind of sounds fun in the moment, though. Like, except for maybe digging the trenches. But yeah, with the lack of sleep, I can imagine. Imagine you had a very nice sleep after that one. Okay. Oh, he does actually have a mission. Ooh, actually. I might want to hook into that. He has glowing eyes, guys. His eyes glow. Oh. You make them like a nice red. Woo. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Okay, maybe not that high, but you know. Oh, look at those little glowy eyes. Oh, spooky. Okay. So my idea on the stress monster is so I guess, yeah, just to fill you guys in. So the idea on the stress monster is you have the stress bar, right? And it gradually fills up. At 50%, this guy's going to start showing up. And what this guy does is it's like, he's more meant to be ethereal, so I'm going to try to like do some particle effects and stuff to make that happen a little bit more. But he's more like a ghost than a real like entity. And he like follows you around, and just like his presence drains your health. So you have to like run away from him. But he's kind of slow as he kind of walks around. But he basically like consumes your stress, but also damages you in the process. So the whole point is just like get away from him, reduce your stress, have him like leave. And yeah, 1 second, I want to read this one. On the 7th day, our squads were huddled around the tables, cleaning our muddy weapons, and you can hear the clang and cling of weapons and cleaning rods falling because people kept dozing off while sitting. Yeah. Oh god, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's an asset. I want to do like, I'm gonna see. Okay, let's. I want to see if my particle system force field. I have no idea what that is, but my original idea of this guy was I don't know how many of you guys have played Baldur's Gate, but like the BG3 shadow monster things. Trying to see if I can get an image. Nah, like these things. This is what I really wanted, but I wanted to find like an asset that was like that. But I'm gonna create something to emulate that, I guess. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I wonder actually, can I make this? If I made it transparent and then made this. Ooh. Oh, the eyes. The eyes. I could actually do something like this, right? Like make him half transparent. Oh, except his teeth. God, the teeth! The teeth! The teeth are showing. It's more frightening in itself. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Anyways. In the eyes. It's interesting. So I can go like that. And he almost like purely disappears. Except for the eyes. Oh, the eyes. But what I was kind of thinking. Very Attack on Titan, yeah. And I could actually just darken it, right? Wait, what if I like? I can't tell like how much of him looks transparent because of that's like what this area looks like, or I kind of like just like blacked version of him with the eyes. Just that I think actually makes it look a lot better to me. Caveat: I'm a programmer. Everything looks good to me. Like things that shouldn't look good to me look good to me. I guess I should probably have like less defining features on him. I don't know. I'll just leave this at one. What does the ambient occlusion do? Let's see. I don't like that still. And then I might add just like a little bit of transparency to him. I'm not gonna do too much, but like just the fact that he is kind of transparent. God, that's a lot creepier now. Just blackened eyes. Huh. Huh. Okay. Now, for the shadow parts. What I wanted to do was I basically wanted to make like a little like just dreaming of like black shadows coming from him there. Sounds good, Red. Hope you enjoy your food. Okay, so I want to aim this down right now. No, that's up. And then I also want to put it like, probably have a couple of these, but I need to put one of them, I'm pretty sure like at his hip level. Is where I kind of want to put this. It's going to be like a little hula hoop around his thigh. You know, he's going to just be oozing shadows from the hips. Radius. Yeah, that's way too big. 0.2. 0.15. That seems to fit his waist pretty well. Okay. And then, I guess, yeah, just first of all, let's make them black so that they're starting to get a little bit more there. Arc, mode random. Okay. That's fine for now. The speed has to be like way slower. Oh, there we go. That's better. I'm thinking actually I might want have this come from his like chest. It's weird. So it's interesting that they don't seem to ever show front of him. Might have to do with like a rendering order thing. So ideally I do want this to kind of comb over him, but it's probably a side effect of me using this. Blending mode. Reserve specular. And so many of these things I just kind of like fool around with until. Should render face both? No, yeah, just front. What's back look like? That's fun. Doesn't need to receive shadows. Alpha clipping? No, doesn't need to do alpha clipping. That's kind of creepy in its own right, but I did love. Ooh. Ooh. If only I could color that. I guess it would be the lighting, or effect of the lighting. You could just like have them like pulse this. No, sorry. Okay. Yeah. I just want to see though, like if I had this guy, if I went back for a moment to opaque, would the shadows be over top of him? Yeah. So it's purely the fact that he's transparent that kind of creates an issue there. Yeah, kind of. That's what I was trying to think of. Poly. I did actually see that there was like in shape. I think isn't there like it's like a mesh renderer. And I wonder how that works. Because this is as a skinned mesh renderer, but that should still work, right? Yes, maybe not. I guess a skinned mesh renderer is not a mesh renderer. Oh, skinned mesh renderer. There we go. Interesting. I'm going to emit from him, and I just need to make it all have like I'll have one direction. Basically, I want to have gravity modifier. And I'd probably actually have pretty much no speed, so that it would just be dripping off of. I think shadows are dripping. could make the particles on his skin and then make his mesh render off, yeah. It feels like even this is kind of fast. I feel like I need to make them bigger almost. Duration, lifetime, start size. Is that too big now? I also don't like that it like kind of doesn't cover his face properly. Make more of them and make them smaller. Okay, yeah, that is true. Okay, emission. It's going 30. I want to see it. So, type vertex, edge, triangle. I want to see if one of these kind of results in more of like an even distribution. I feel like vertex got the best there. I don't think mesh colors should matter, so I should turn that off. All right, let's try it. What's size again? 0.2. I don't want to make too many particles because, like, yes, I have to hit the cap there, don't I? That looks like he has a sick beard. Look at that. Look at that shadow beard. That guy's got a sick, sick shadow beard. His beard game's on point. No, you probably are better at particles than I am, but yeah, man, look at that 6 shadow beard. I think 0.2 is definitely a little too small, even with like that many. Yeah, let's tone it down maybe to 100. I feel like the problem really is that the gravity modifier is like kind of crazy, you know? I don't want to like really slow. Like I want it oozing off him. You know? Ooh, that looks much better. The only thing now is that I can't even see his face. Kind of sucks, but maybe then that's a reason to use the transparent, because then you'd actually show up. And then not even make him that transparent, just make him really dark, right? Lifetime and duration, yeah. So if I don't think the duration really matters because it's looping, but the lifetime definitely. If I made that. Ooh. Ooh, buddy. And if I move, oh, oops. Okay. I definitely want this to pre-warm. But I was just curious if I lock this just so that it doesn't go out of here. When I start moving, okay, I need to do that. World. I want to do that so that when he starts moving, kind of like follows him. You know? Maybe we need to up the speed a little bit so that I can probably make them last a lot less because they obviously fall in the floor a little bit. So I can probably make the lifetime like 8 or something. I wonder if I go to animation now. If I preview this. And then click play. Alright, I guess idle isn't really walk in place. Play. Yeah, that's creepy as fuck. You know? Increase the gravity a little bit. Yeah. Let's slowly play around with that. I feel like I want to make the signs just a little bit bigger. Not the thing in Nightmares. Especially if he's just like moving slowly. Following you around. I think that's kind of terrifying. Oh yeah, like make the color over lifetime, and then fade out. Basically, color over lifetime. Basically, just at a point at like 65, and then damn, I did this a long time. Bye bye. Here, 75, and then alpha is 0. So. Probably still lasting too long. Let's make it like 6. So, oopsie daisy. 5, 4, 3. Let's just see. Probably can even be less lifetime. He's gonna be moving pretty slowly. Yeah. I think I'm pretty happy with that. And if you see like this walking towards you, let's see, just yeah, I guess I need to. Yeah, it sounds kind of weird. So like, it kind of consumes him sometimes. There's some weird Z fight in there, I think. Maybe it's just due to his animation. No? He was always showing ahead of it for a while, and then now he's like, was that like since I started doing this? No. I also wonder if I should make it like half transparency, and then also like what about reversing the particle gravity so it flows off him like a stream? I don't know. Okay, why is he? He does have to do something with this. Sorry, 1 second. Distance? No. I'm just trying to look at. I first just want to figure out why like he's fading in and out of existence, right? Yeah, and I think it's because you can see that he's behind the particle effect now. And then sometimes he's ahead of them. It's because they're both transparent, so then they both like flickering in and out of existence. Because they're both there we go. Okay. I think that's what I want. I just need to kind of nudge it so that he always renders in front of it. And then... yeah, there we go. God, I love those eyes. I love them in the most horrifying way. Just like watching those eyes from far away, you'll just see them, right? Oh. Lock in place again. I want to see this. Oh. That's a scary thing to come from a distance. Ooh. All right. Okay. Just a humans. So you're saying, Polly, for gravity, you want it to reverse it? But wouldn't that make everything go up? Although, I feel like I kind of understand what. Kind of like smoke kind of coming out of him. Like a smoke shadow. Yeah. Ooh, okay. What I actually kind of like about that is I can make it so that if I did 0.7 at the start, 0.7, and then I could have size over lifetime, and then show me the curves. Something kind of like this. But probably customized, so I need to make, actually I'm more like, wait, what? Size over lifetime. Size is 1, and then falls down. Over time. Is it that the lifetime's too short or something? Maybe now? Maybe I want to turn off color for lifetime in exchange for this. Ooh, I see those little sparkles at the end. I love it. But I think, yeah, I just need to then tone down lifetime. It needs to be a little bit higher, but like 1.5. Maybe still 2, but then maybe I need to do a harsher drop off. So maybe it's like ooh, now that's cooking. Maybe I need to do it longer. Ooh. Okay, maybe I need to be smaller though by default. Yeah, okay. But then I maybe need to have more. Should be able to edit the curve to start at 7 and then go down to 7. Well, no, so I think this is a multiplier, right, of the start size. Want to do like that then? Ooh. This feels very anime oozing evil. I love it. So, you know, like tweak. It's like there's got to be some magic number here that like kind of still gives me enough of those little fun bits on the top. But the problem is that I think that because a lot of the particle effects spawn on his head, that kind of always ends up being black fully. It does kind of make it a little hard. Can I like amp this up, but then make it make them smaller? Get away with doing that. Oh. Oh. Still, it's not like full shadowing him anymore though, which I kind of want to do. But I love the little like these things. Those things are so cool. Yeah. Changed, traded the beard in for some sick hair. Yeah, no. Basically, I want him to be fully in shadow, but then I want some of these little like drippy drips. Okay, and then if I click on him again, just to move him a little bit. Ooh. I love that. Oh man. All right, I think I'm gonna save that for now. I think that's that's good enough. I think that's pretty cool looking. Horrifying in its own way. Yeah. Okay. So. I just want to know if I do loop. What does loop do? Okay, no, it's not nearly fast enough to do all. And I assume ping pong as well is not that great. Okay, let's just do random. Oh, that's actually fascinating. I mean, I don't need this, but like in another world where you'd actually have, you might want to have like the colors sampled based off like where they came from on the player, on the thing. I want to look at this, see what this actually shows, but like, does it not work? That's probably because my color is black. But I like made this white for a second. Oh, it doesn't do anything. Damn. Thought it would. Color effects particles. Alpha effects particles. Could I do? Okay. I don't know why. Doesn't seem to really do anything. Alright. Well, whatever. Just be back. I was hoping that that would have some sort of effect, but it doesn't seem to. Or maybe I have to use like mesh colors and then do that. I don't know. I just want to see if it. So let me again turn this to white to see if there's anything. Oh, there we go. Right, so okay, right. If I went now and did this. Okay, now. I was wondering if I could get his eyes specifically to like ooze out red. There is a sneaky one down here. She's right there. Yeah, let's see if I can use the treats to get enough of the treats. Up. One treat, and then go up. Up, and jeez. Come on. Up. Good girl. There we go. Yeah. But I guess what I could actually do instead of this is so let's nuke that. Oh, that's an interesting way to be. Okay, so I could do that, and then where is this? What I was doing? Use my colors. Turn that off. Okay. So that's fine, but then I could go to the human here. And go to each island and add another particle system that like oozes like red coming up in the same way. What do you guys think? Think that's a cool idea? Okay, so I'm just basically going to copy this for now. I'm going to go to eyelid and then change shape to be no longer this, but a sphere. Wait, why is the eyelid there? What about the eye? Okay, let's put this on the eye. Right eye. Zero this out. Position this out. There we go. Okay. Then emission. Let's tone this down quite a bit. So it only needs to have a few. And then actually in this case, I want the rendering sorting fudge to be -1. And then I want these guys to be like way smaller though. And then also the shape has to be like way smaller. So like 0.01. Yeah. Even smaller than that, 0.5. And then I need to figure out the right color for this, but like you know, so these things need to be way smaller. Start size 0.01, 2, 3, 4. And they need to go slower, I guess. It's 0.2, 0.1. I need to like simulate both of these at the same time. Can't really see it from far away right now. Probably needs to be brighter. I just need to make them a bit bigger. Last longer. You guys at all compelled by this direction of... Let's turn off the gizmos. At least so we can kind of get a better view. Which is creepier, just the one little dot or like the fiery eye? I'm kind of just more leaning towards the dot. It's probably a way I can make it look better, but I don't know. I think it's fine for now. Yeah. Save? Okay. So now, we need to actually get that guy in-game as an enemy. So this is just the prefab visual. Was it Zombie 3 that I was opening, right? Yeah, Zombie 3. Okay. So then... you gotta go and start doing some stuff. So the way this guy probably works, I need to go to prefabs. I have a section for enemies. Probably should now. Let's create a folder. Enemies. Whenever I pet her, I don't know if I'm going to disturb her and like cause her to want to leave. So I have to be careful. She can be kind of fickle. Okay, so now let's just grab Steve. There's some enemy sounds that I also want to grab. I'm going to drag all those into enemies. And then we're going to make probably a new prefab. So I always like to hold all the logic stuff on one level, and then the other stuff can be a child. So what should we call the stress monster? Because I shouldn't call it just stress monster anymore. I don't know why I'm thinking Joseph. It's a Joseph. Mark just makes me think of Markiplier. And although I'm sure he would like it, it doesn't seem so ominous, right? I feel like Joseph has the nice level of like common, but like also kind of like, if it reminds me like biblical things. I don't know, and like of how like I know this Joseph's obviously in I think the Bible. I don't know. I haven't really read it, so I don't know. But it sounds more like what I want to go for. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do Joseph. Joseph. All right. So Joseph is gonna have Zombie 3 as a child. And then just want to populate some shadows for me. There we go. Okay. Then he's gonna have navigation agent. Nav mesh agent, not a navigation agent. The navigation agent is the enemy thing, which I don't want to use for him, I think. He's gonna, in some regards, probably be more simple than the other enemy because he just kind of shows up and disappears. Although I actually need to figure out how he's gonna appear. Just want to check. And these animations, they don't happen to have. Damn. I was really hoping he'd have like a merge from ground zombie thing. That would help. But alas, not the case. So what does this animator do? Got idle, got no parameters. Just got an idle that goes into an attack. Is it just like, oh, that's interesting. You're just gonna loops. Okay, well, let's just not do that. Basically, typically what I do. Why is this? Okay, I have to do this. Okay. It's actually like 2 different animations, which is interesting for walking. It's just, I don't like. So there's, I don't want to do run. He's gonna be slow. There's that walk in place. Okay. And then there's this walk in place. Oh. I think the other one's cooler. This one. Yeah, no worries. See you in a bit, Polly. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna use that one. So this is just walk in place. No, walk in place 1. So this one is the one I want. Just gonna take both just these. Delete. Delete. Then I'm gonna add a parameter. Float. Speed. And then basically, excuse me. Just have these 2. If make transition to here, and then make a transition to here. And all we do is if speed is greater than 0, sure. You go to here, and then if speed is less than 0.0.001, we go to the other one. Probably make that like that. Be fine. Could actually even make this 1.01. There we go. So then there we got the walking animations. Okay. Now. My question is, trying to figure out how I want him to like navigate the world, right? Because the thought that I originally had was he will when you get to 50, there's like a random chance in a set amount of time within a random period. So like say for example 10 to 15 seconds. I'll choose one of the numbers in between. Once you get there, he'll spawn near you. And then he starts to wander around. Or if he sees you, he follows you. So there's stuff that from probably the base navigation agent that I'm going to want. But I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of things differently. So I might have to just start going first to navigation agent. And making a base class. That takes a lot of this stuff. Or do I just want to have Chinese player EX? A lot of this stuff is pretty specific, but I could make some of this overrideable. Or different. I'm just trying to figure out whether or not cached path, door break mask. Like basically, what would I need to do to this to not have to do stuff? So I could just make an option to like roar when found, right? So it's just be a bool, I'd wrap this whole thing, and then I wouldn't have to do that, and he would just start chasing the player. And that whole part, I just set door breaks left. You can never door break, so I would just set the max door breaks per scene to 0. He never does that. I guess the attack range, I could change that to be 0, so he's never close enough to hit you. And he just kind of walks up to you, right? And then he never tries to do an attack. That would probably work. And then I could just use the same class, right? I think that probably saves me a lot of work if I do that. So I might do that. So I'm gonna try that out. We'll see how it works. So I'll go serialize fields, private bool, roar on found or on chase start. It's actually more specific. Equals true. I just want to feel like I've let's just put it like right here. That feels a little bit better to me. Okay. Should really rename this. Let me just check something. Steve, what is the current kill distance you have? 2. Okay, that's actually quite nice then. Let's just rename this to attack distance. Bing bada boom. Save. And then other thing I need to check, just move speed actually is what I should call this parameter then. Gotta make sure all these animators are the same. Okay. And then yeah, I can just basically throw in navigation agent and his walk speed. I'm gonna set it to like 2, kill distance. I guess I need to recompile here. I also didn't do anything with that roar thing, so I'm gonna do that. So if underscore roar on chase start, I feel like there's probably actually some more things. Turn this off. I don't need to do that because it just stops it there. Yeah, the rest is fine. Yeah. So we've removed that. I guess I need to make sure that Steve actually has that bool. So Steve, you should have roar on chase start. That's what you do. Okay. And then Joseph should not. You will need a sight transform, which is easy enough. Spine, rib cage, neck, and he can be left eye dominant, you know? Switch it up a little bit. I think Steve was right eye dominant. Sight transform. He doesn't really need a fist, but Oh, is Steve left eye? Okay, then this guy's gonna be right eye then. Karazeth knows all the lore. He's our lore expert. This transform. Yeah, I don't think I actually need this, but I'm just gonna grab it just for funsies. Okay, roar sound does not matter in this case. Nav agent. Just gonna grab this. And then animator, need to grab that. Okay. Okay, and then the other thing. No door smashy. The attack is gonna have no impact force. I'm gonna figure out another way to do an attack. Okay. So there's that. We'll see how that goes. So the next thing I guess I need to do is no. Yeah. Okay. Keep going new file instead of old file. All right. So now in Stress Manager, what I kind of want to do, to a degree, is I want to have a thing that when I decide that I want to spawn him, I put something down, it like echoes up a bunch of smoke, probably makes a noise, and then after that finishes, then he spawns in that like cloud of smoke or something like that, you know? So I think I kind of want to do that. I think that would be a cooler spawning animation than just kind of flopping them anywhere. But I do gotta get that in, so let's figure that out. First of all, I actually need to make Joseph into a prefab. So Joseph, you're now prefabbed. Congratulations, you made the cut. In here as well, I'm just gonna tweak some small things here. I think you can probably be a little bit thinner. So it doesn't need to be that tall. I don't know if it matters, really, in this game, but, you know, we'll do that. Auto braking, stopping distance. I actually do want him to have a stopping distance. He doesn't need to get that close to you, so he can, like, just, let's say, stop at 2. The rest is kind of fine. I do think for him he should auto repath. The other one I didn't want it, but I think that was fine. And then We'll play around with the rest later. Now. Yeah, okay, so, I mean, the first thing I could just do is test him spawning in. So I should probably just do that first, and then I'll make the thing that, like, handles him, you know, being around longer and stuff like that. Because one thing about him that's going to be different than Steve is he actually, like, will come in and out of play, right? So he'll, like, disappear after a little while. And I actually need to make sure that that is okay with Navigation Agent and how he works. Because he wasn't built like that. I might have to take something like this. And put that in on enable. Or all of this. Oh, hey, Ember. Glad you can make it. How's it going? I'm going to take this. Yeah, I think I'm just going to immediately take this, and I'm going to put this in. And void on enable. No worries. I watch streams all the time while I'm working, but I mean, I'm working at my desk, so it's kind of okay. I am pretty good. We're making a stress monster, monstrous stress. This is him so far. He looks cooler though when you do this. Oh. Since you haven't seen it, I might as well show you the game. Hopefully I haven't broken it. We'll see. I can show you a little bit of what I'm making. So let's see. I'm in the menu, right? I think I'm in the menu. See? Yes. Just gotta wait for it to recompiling. Okay, here we go. Save. Oh no, it's Joseph. You hide. You're not meant to be seen yet. Okay. Play. Yeah. Unfortunately for you, that's all he kind of wants to do. He wants to just be near you and drain your life force from you. So, you know, as all good monsters do. Okay. So, the idea is that this is a horror game where I'm teaching you Morse code, right? So there's all these doors. They have little letters on them. You tap the letter in Morse code, right? So I have a little sheet here. So E is just a dot. So you just do a dot. And then the door opens. And then you can do the dot, and then the door opens, closes, and does all that. And like A is dot dash, right? So then you do dot dash, and then it opens. And then I have these little chests, which beep at you Morse code. So this is. I'm pretty sure this is N-E-E. Yeah. So then I do that, I open it up, I grab my little loot, and I keep going. And then there's more chests to be opened and stuff. And so yeah, I'm just working on a new monster. So I already have one monster that's exists somewhere around here. I call him Steve. I can maybe try to find Steve. I'm getting an all ref. Why? Oh. Why is that, Steve? I've been seriously working on it since the new year. I had like a proof of concept demo kind of that worked before then. But I didn't have a lot of time dedicated to it before then. So set destination. I'm pretty sure this is because I moved this on enable, which actually I can understand why that breaks. So what I need to do, I just need to do a quick little thingy here. Set navigation path. So one thing in Unity is we have these little methods that just get automatically called, which is really cool. But on enable gets called before on start, in which case I actually want the thing in start to get called first. So what I'm going to do, just make another little method here. I'm going to make private little bool has started equals false. And then what we're going to do is in on enable if hasn't or has started. So if I've not started yet, or no, if I have started yet, I'm going to call this. But otherwise, I will do it in here. So the first time we'll call it from here, which is where it always has been. And then we'll write has started equals true. Okay, so that should hopefully fix that. Steve should work again. Oh, by the way, Ember, so I was thinking, with that Udemy course you're doing, was the reason why you wanted to do that is because that Udemy course, like, was gonna do something that you wanted to get, like, done, or were you just using it so that you could get into Unity and practice in Unity? So if it's the latter, there might be another option that I could suggest. But if like the specific Udemy course had like, I don't know, things you wanted specifically to make, then maybe you're stuck with that one. Hey, where are you, Steve? Steve? I don't have an error anymore, so he should be around here. Did you walk out on me again, Steve? Oh, there you are. There's Steve. Get ready, Ember. If you're Ow, okay. Like you said, he has a little bit of anger issues. But, you know, he's a good guy at heart. Once you gotta get over his little issues, and then he breaks the doors down. You gonna break that door through? He is. Okay. Hopefully he doesn't break this one down. Oh no, he saw me. Damn. Okay, well. Run. Okay, I'm at the corner. I am so bummed. He's got me in the corner. Got no escape. Okay. Well, you got me this time, Steve. You got me this time. Just getting into it, and why not make something that I enjoy? Yeah, the no hug list. Yeah, he's all he wants to do is hug you. I mean, can you see what he's doing? He's like doing this. He's trying to hug you, but he doesn't quite understand his own strength. You know, it's a little problematic. People have complained. The police aren't answering calls though, so you know. Right. Okay. So you wanted to make like a exactly like a farming game. Because the thought I had is obviously there's tutorials online, but I actually made one a while ago that's just a YouTube tutorial series of making like little space shooter game. If I find this, actually, sorry about the beeping in the background, but you know, it's what it is. Where did I put this? I guess we'll just find it here. Let me just grab it off here. I just need to switch accounts. Do I not have my other accounts here? Ah, goddamn. Okay. Oh. I need to look it up. I can send it to you at another point. But basically, if you wanted to just get into Unity as make a 2D game, it's like a little space shooter where you shoot asteroids and you could make the sprites whatever you want. I have a little tutorial series that you could do, and then you could actually stream that. But you know, it's up to you. If you want to make a little farming game, that's also cool. I totally understand that. Because who wouldn't want to make a little farming game, right? We shouldn't actually be able to see me now, I think. You really shouldn't be keep on breaking down those doors. Okay, you didn't that time. But yeah, an internal hug conflict. Yeah. I did somewhat promise Karazest, I guess, at some point there was going to be zombie corgis. My dog looks like. Good girl. So I'll see if I make good on that promise. We'll have to figure it out. But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about that. If you're wanting to stream learning Unity, then you could watch other videos. One of mine being the option, but it's up to you. Anyways, okay. So what I was doing is I was trying to get my stress monster guy now to spawn in when I get at a certain level of stress. So probably need to have some concept here. Cool. Yeah. So if you have a Discord, hopefully that works. No, you don't want to do stream elements. Okay, that's cool. I thought we had a cool thing going here where you would there we go. Okay, just had to do it twice. If you want to join the Discord, I can send you the link to the tutorial series when I have a moment. I just need to look it up. It's in an old YouTube account, so yeah, it's like a super entry level basic thing, and you can put whatever sprites in there you want. So That's an option if you want it. Anyways, load data for each. Unlevel okay. So increment stress, basically I would, need to handle the to-do breakpoint. Like when you get to a certain level, this is when the monster comes. I probably then need to as well figure out, I probably need to have a public, I guess it doesn't need to be public, it just needs to be private serialized. Serialized field, private, I'll say navigation agent, underscore stress monster. I mean, you can click whatever button you want. I think that mainly just determines whether or not you show up, you get the Unity you get invited into like a Unity chat, which, to be fair, it's not a huge amount of people in there right now chatting about things, but it might be worth doing. I fixed that, Karazest. There's no longer the eternal dilemma of are you a Morse code? It's now are you a Morse code expert? It's fixed. At least it should be. Yeah. Yeah. It's fixed. Karazest, our resident Morse code expert. So now how am I going to do this? So I have a monster. I guess I know where the player is. So I guess I probably want to have another one where I go public, maybe not public, private, void spawn monster, and then right, okay, so spawning monster, basically I want to find, question is, do I spawn him like right on the player immediately? I probably don't want to spawn him right on the player. I probably want to spawn him like, ideally, within a room distance or something of him. Or her, you know. But how do I do that then? So I guess, okay, so first of all, before I even get there, I'll need to have, so I have the stress monster, but I want to have a private navigation agent underscore spawned stress monster. And so we're gonna, I guess first point is vector 3 spawn pose. I need to figure this out. I'm gonna go base character character equals equals dot transform dot position equals transform position. I just need this basically. For now, I'm going to just do this. I think. The other way I could do it. And then if I'm going to put that in for now, and then once I figure out a better way, I'm going to do it there. So if stress monster spawn stress monster equals null, we are going to instantiate it. Instantiate stress monster, comma at spawn pose, and I guess it doesn't really matter what the Quaternion rotation is. We'll just skip over that, and then we'll set spawn monster to be equal to this. So we're making the spawn monster, and we're setting him to his there. So now we have a position. Then otherwise, if we do have a existing spawn monster, we're going to dot say set him active. Actually, I can do this. Instead. So if we don't have him, we'll create him. Otherwise, we're going to take him and we're going to position him at whatever position we set. So transform dot position equals spawn pose. There we go. And then we got this monster working, or he's spawning now, but the position I'm not liking. So what I kind of want to do here is I'm probably going to go, there's the navigation point dot, I think yeah, Steve's officially got a friend. It's navigation agent. When I get the points, get point closest to nav agent. Ah. Interesting. Why do I have to specify nav agent? Is this actually like building paths? It is actually building paths. Okay, I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, I don't want just one that's like get closest to point. So I might copy this, make a different version of this method that is get closest point to position. And then we're gonna go vector 3 position. And then we don't need to do this anymore. Okay. So I don't need to care about this. Do that. If position minus this dot square magnitude, right, I don't need to care about the path either. So path, go away, go away. Basically all I'm doing is checking np dot transform dot position, getting the distance between them, and then oh, did I delete that part? Okay, let's keep closest point. Navigation point, closest point equals null. There we go. Basically, this goes through every single one of them and figures out if it's close. I also want to make a little pool here for, might even make it on this side. Pool include inactive. So the idea here being that wait, actually no, and not. So I can choose if I want to include the ones that are inactive or not, which I probably won't most times, but it's kind of nice to have the option. So maybe what I'll say is include inactive false as a default, and then this will also have equals this by default. So with that done, then I'm gonna now go to stress manager, and then we're gonna go get closest point to position, spawn pose, and now we found a navigation point. So these little navigation points are all over my level, and we can use these to kind of spawn it on a different position. Now, do I just want to do that for now, or do I want to do it so that... So right now, this is basically, as soon as I deem that I need to spawn the monster, it's going to find the closest navigation point to the player, and that's where it's going to spawn. I feel like that's a little mean. But, so we could make it so that maybe it has to be within a certain amount of navigation points, because I can always go navigation point dot connected to, and I could get random ones. Get random, right? Yeah. Oh no, wait, what is connected to? Is that a hash table I've set? It's a read-only list. Ah. It's a list under the hood, but it's a read-only list. I should make a util function for that. Utils. Game utils. I have all these nice little overload functions that give me lots of nice things, and basically I just want to do one of these with a read-only list, which should be totally fine. I don't know why I copied the array one though. I should have copied this one. all I do, I think, is change this to read only list. And I think that just works. That just works. Sweet. Okay. So now what I want to do is, so basically I'm going to get a point, and then I'm going to pick a random point that it's connected to, and then I'm going to pick a random point that one's the one that I randomly picked is connected to, and I can do that a certain amount of times. Now, the fun thing about this is technically by doing this, I can go back to the original point. So sometimes the player's gonna get unlucky and it's gonna spawn near you, but other times it's gonna like spawn in other things. Yeah, I totally think a lot of this would probably be a little complicated for you, but remember, at least at this point. But like, if you have questions about like, hey, what does that mean? What does this thing do, or stuff? Obviously, at some point, it's a little hard to even ask those questions. I can understand because it might be a little confusing. But you know, if you do have questions, just shoot them. You know, let me know. And I'll definitely try my best to explain what I can. At least right now, I'm trying to at least explain mostly like what I'm trying to do. So hopefully, like words will, some words will stick here and there, you know. So yeah, so what I want to do is make a little value that I can tweak if I want to. So let's make it a serialized field. So these are just things that show up in the inspector. Int. What is remove stress upgrade? And how to, I wish I could do it in real life. Well, I mean, actually, you don't want to remove them. You want to add them. Because what these stress upgrades do in this game is they can lower the amount of stress you take in, so either by a percentage or a flat amount. So if you were gonna, like, the percentages, if you have a negative 25% stress incoming, then you would, if you were gonna take 10, you would only take 7.5. So navigation point random jumps on spawn. So let's make that 3 by default. We'll see how this works. So we're gonna go and do the good old trusty for loop. For int I equals 0. While I is less than this number, this variable that I just declined, I go I++. So the idea here is that whatever number I define here, I will do this little loop a bunch of times. It's very handy. So then I do need to be a little careful here. So I actually should check. So if navigation point does not equal null, I will do this. It's null, it means it was not found, or not as a, doesn't have a value, so trying to use it would be bad. And then I'm going to do something similar here where I go next point equals navigation point dot connected to dot get random. Yeah, and then if next point is not equal null, then we are going to are we going to do? We are going to set that to our current navigation point. Okay. What I actually might do as well. So I want to have one of these that says last point. Little null. But what this will do is I'm going to set this to be navigation point before I change navigation point to next point. So I have a kind of tracking of what the last points were. And I need to do this because at the end here, I need to check if navigation point dot is active and enabled. That can be a very true statement. Yeah, my navigation point was random. Thus I ended up here. So wait, no, actually if it's not active and enabled. So just to kind of like visualize this for people. I haven't recompiled, so I shouldn't bring anything new so far. Doggo's having a good time. What a good girl. Good girl. And so if I just pause the game here. All these little S things, right? These are my little navigation points. They're scattered around the world, and I link them up when I procedurally generate this world, so that you can kind of walk through the world, or not you, but the enemies can walk through it in a way that kind of makes sense. And when you close a door, the navigation point on that door turns off. So I disable it as a game object. And so the reason why I want to check if it's active and enabled is because if it's not active, that means that door, it's currently a door point basically that's disabled. And I don't want to spawn my guy in the door that's closed because that just would be weird. He'd spawn in the middle of a door that's closed. So, what I want to do in that case, I want to go navigation point dot get, or was it find? It was like a get next point, right? And then I'm going to put in last point, and then I'm not going to include breakable. Just verify this. Active points, clear. So this shall only include active points. And if it doesn't have anything, it's going to include the previous. Should hopefully be fine. Is that the only use case for previous? Oh, previous is there as well. Okay. Next point, last point. Do I want to include last point if last point is potentially also disabled? I think that's fairly unlikely to ever result in a bad situation. So, sorry, and then don't do that. So basically, in the situation that the point that I have is inactive, I'm going to try to find another point that is not inactive. And this should pretty much never be null if the entry is null. Is not null. Yeah, so that should be okay. Unless previous is null for some reason and you have no other points. That's pretty unlikely. Okay. Yes, the dog is very sweet. This one is. I have another one that's kind of a jerk sometimes, but this one's problem is she gets stressed out very easily. So while she's relaxed, she's nice, but then she kind of becomes a worry wart on some level if things are going a little stressful. Navigation point. Get navigation point. Okay. So he just barks a lot, you know, and that's why we have this emote. This is him barking, or borking, as we like to call it. Right, so in this case I should have a point, and then I should be able to say I guess it doesn't hurt. I'm gonna do one more null check. I'm addicted to null checks. They're nice at some level. So spawn position equals navigation point dot transform dot position. Okay, so that's where he's gonna spawn. All right, and then what we're gonna do here is I need to have 2 points where he spawns. Basically, on level loaded, if we're already past the amount of stress needed for the monster to spawn, we're going to spawn him. And then if the stress passes the break point for spawning the monster, we're going to spawn him. And that's the 2 points. I do need to make another variable here, though, which is private float stress monster spawn percentage break point. I'm going to make that equal 0.5 by default. It's probably only ever going to be that, but I don't know. We never know. Might change it. So we'll do this one first, and just gotta remember 30-ish minutes. Gotta wrap up. Okay. So stress. I'm gonna cache the value before I change it. So stress. Previous stress value. Previous stress, sure. Well, I'm going to make it equal to this guy. And then if previous stress was less than underscore stress monster spawn percentage. Actually, no, I need to make this into a percentage. So I need to go this divided by max stress level. And stress level value now divided by max stress level value is greater or equal to this thing. This is a very long line. I should two-line this statement. There we go. So if it wasn't above the breakpoint initially. I'm gonna put this lower down because I still have more breakpoints to do. If it wasn't past the breakpoint initially, but now is past the breakpoint after I've added something to it, this is when I spawn my monster. And then I'm basically going to copy this here in level loaded. And if basically just now in this case, right, we're just checking this. If our current stress is greater than the thing, we're going to spawn the monster. So when you load a level, it's going to spawn him in. Eventually, I'll probably make a delay or something like that, so he's not like instantly spawning. But right now, I just want to make sure that he's in and working and doing stuff. So there's that. Is that all I need to do? I think so. Let's see how this works. I do need to go to Game Manager Hub. Game Manager. The manager of the games. Go to Stress Manager. And then I need to find Joseph. Joseph. And drag you there. I did not make all the assets. They are all asset stores. I am not artistically gifted. Those were not the gifts that God gave me. It was just programming and some game design. I did the particle effects on Joseph. That's what I did. But all the other stuff are asset store things because I don't have an artist. Maybe eventually, but not when I am poor like this. So that's what this game is. It's a proof of concept to see how much I can do with a few asset stores. Funny that both my monsters, the Steve and Joseph, are free assets. And I edited the texture a little bit on Steve, and then I made Joseph completely like dark and shadowy. He looked like a zombie before. Yeah, there are definitely people that have some more well-rounded talents. Although I find that people that do those, like do art and programming and all those things, typically are more like 2D artists, and they'll do like sprites and stuff. I think it's a lot easier to kind of manage that. Although, speaking of that, Polygon is both a very talented artist and a very good developer in his own right. So, you know, he's got some skills. All right, so basically the thing that I'm going to check now is if I go and I debug add myself some stress. I think it's just add stress is this command, and I add like 50. No, what is this? What is the stress command again? Oh, it's mod stress, I think. Mod stress. There we go. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Okay, what broke here? Ah, okay. What I might actually do is I'll wrap this whole thing in if roar on chase start. Because if you are roaring, then you need it, but otherwise you don't need it. So we'll do that. Also, I realized that help command for my cheat was not very useful. Command mod stress. I guess I need to say cheat mod stress. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's true to a degree. Like you can definitely get an art sprite in there a lot quicker. Than modeling something and doing all those type of things and texturing and stuff. But again, it depends on like what art you're making, right? If you're just making some cubes, like do cubey things, it's pretty easy to do 3D. It's pretty much just all in like how much effort the art is to make. I think that makes 3D and 2D different. The actual like programming knowledge to make a game that actually like functions in 3D space versus 2D space is not actually that much different. Okay, so let's go mod stress 50. Okay, do I have a Steve somewhere, or do I have a Joseph somewhere? I do have a Joseph somewhere. Where are you? Woo. I'm kind of looking visible. Oh no. Wait, why is he doing? Oh, I don't know. You weren't supposed to find me in here, Steve. No. God damn it! Oh god. Oh. Steve, I'm trying to do things, okay? You're disrupting my creative process. All these doors are broken, aren't they? Okay, well. Oh, there he is. I don't know why he's using the wrong. Seen me? Oh, hello. How are you? How's it going, Joseph? Far away? Yeah, definitely a lot scarier. I almost want to, like, I actually almost want to turn his mesh off and just leave him as like a pure shadow monster. Because honestly, when he gets this close, it's less scary. You know? So I could just... Ooh. Where are you, Joseph? Thank you. It's just like in the scene view, it's really hard to see him. Leave the teeth. I was having a good chat with Joseph, and then you just had to go be a big meanie. Try turning off the shading so he doesn't get to being lit. Yeah. Just looking at Steve as I was taking that away. The other thing, okay, so why is this create polygon path navigation point? Oh,
actually, I think I understand why that's happening. One thing I need to do is in stress, in spawn monster. I probably need to not turn him on, so I probably just need to go again. If underscore spawned stress monster equals null, we'll spawn him. Otherwise, we're going to set his position and then we'll turn him on. Also, I need to disable him when I load a level. Dogger needs some treats. Karazeth says so. Alright, I forget you can't really catch very well. So I'll just throw some around and there we go. Attention deficit. What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen getting a second pet? What did you think would happen? Kind of confused by that. Oh, Joseph's the second pet. Okay, yeah, Steve's getting jealous. Okay, yeah. I understand. Makes so much more sense now. Yeah. Yeah, it's just acting out, you know? So hopefully by changing that around it fixes it. I don't disable him right now though when I load a level, which is an interesting thing. Just gonna go on level loaded. I feel like I should have it on level clear. I'm gonna add one that on level clear. And maybe I'll also include this. And then basically I want to find, where do I call this? Find all references. I assume it's in here that I call this. Clear level. Where's the one reference that this gets called? Game Map Manager. Okay. I might go. Yeah, I'll add a for each loop here for all the each game manager in game manager hub dot inst it's dot hub, right? Dot hub. What's that? A public on level cleared. Then I need to add is loading new save. On level clear. Pass in that little function there. What is it doing? I don't need this. Okay. Oh, okay, save. Cool. And then we just go back to here, and instead of doing a for each loop, we just call game manager dot on level cleared is loading new save. There we go. And then I will just go to stress manager, and then we will go override level clear. If underscore spawn stress monster she gets so much stuff. She is our carburetor. She'll eat anything. All the food that the baby does not want, she at least gets half of it. Sometimes more. Because the other one is picky. Can you imagine a dog being picky on food? Like, we have our other dog, and we'll give him like an apple. He doesn't want it. I think sometimes he'll eat bananas, but other times, no. Just decides, no, I don't want them. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna grab it in my mouth, and then I'm gonna bleh, and he just leaves it on the ground, and then she'll come around later and pick it up and eat it. So she gets plenty. She's just a little worry wart sometimes, you know. Yeah. Yes, you are. Here. Okay. So basically, when the level clears, I will disable him just to avoid some weirdness things. Okay. Yeah. I mean, luckily they both eat their normal food very well. They're desperate for that. But it's just like, it's surprising because it's like, oh, it's human food. You'd expect them to want it. Nope. Okay, there's another issue with Joseph, is that he was doing... When I sent him to do the walk, he was doing the wrong walk. He was doing the arms outstretched walk. And I wasn't a fan of the arms outstretched walk. But I thought this was the animation for... Right, walk in place. Oh no, okay, I was wrong. So it is 1. So it's the 1 that I want. Walk in place 1. Or no, this. Walk 1 in place. There we go. Okay. And that you got spaghetti, yeah. Uncooked spaghetti. Oh man. I don't know if I could do that if I was desperate. Really? Okay. I'm not rewarding her for whining to get treats, but I'll give her some scratches. Okay, so at least that walk should be fine now. I do maybe want to experiment a little bit more with his thing here. So I didn't want smoothness, but I wanted to see, like, if I set normal map to 0, it makes it a little less there. I might might make them more transparent. I want to see how that looks. It's funny how you still see the teeth. Okay, so we'll go to there, save. Yeah, I can imagine a day when you eat uncooked spaghetti not being a high day. Okay. Load game. Okay. So let's just... I just don't want Steve interfering, you know? So I'm gonna close that. And then mod stress 50. Oh, there he is. You're not supposed to be able to destroy doors. The fact that he's like still translucent does. It's creepy, but it also feels like very not right, you know? He also moves way too fast. I need to move him, like, make him way slower. Like, I almost want him to just have no... I just want him to have the eyes. That's almost all I want. Just trying to figure out how I do that. Let's actually check. Maybe if I can... select Joseph. Me and my mom had frozen pancakes once when I was a kid. Oh, like pancakes that you didn't toast, I assume. I mean... yeah, I could see that being like a fun thing as a kid, randomly, but it's probably not a great long-term thing. Okay, let's see. What if I just want to know, like, if I made his emission mask is, well, no, still not great. Alpha clipping. No. I mean, that completely erased him, but, which is what I kind of wanted, but I did want, like, I do want him to still be there, you know? I assume even when I go, it's weird that he looks the same even when I go full emission. I wonder if it's because of the ambient occlusion? No. Like, to a degree, I don't really need a normal map. I'll just, like, set that to none. And then, also for this, I can set that to none. No, it still shows up. Back for Crips. Yeah, I definitely love some cream puffs. Those are tasty. Oh no, this second. So he still shows up. Even when set like that, metallic. As I turn that up, actually it works. You think? Or is it just the... No, it might just be the... Yeah, it's just the flashlight again. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna change my flashlight so it doesn't go down. Come on. Game, don't die on me now. Okay. Camera, spotlight. Okay, so just need to do this so that I can keep the flashlight on and just edit them. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely do. I feel like they definitely do taste better when they're frozen. Just having a staring contest now. Yes. You're fine. Okay. See, yeah, no, so the problem is, like, basically, whenever I pass this cutoff point, I think I have one door. Nope. Protecting me? No. Steve, no one asked for you. Go away. It's just me and Joseph now. I definitely need to play around with how this looks. Is there, like, actually, universal render pipeline? So he doesn't even need to be lit, technically, right? It could be just completely... Oh no, but then he doesn't have... I do need to have him have the emissive. Is there an emission map there? Ooh. Simple lit. I'm liking that. You can just be, if he's like pure black, that actually works really well. He's not walking though. I mean, he is, he definitely feels like he's gliding, but I love that way more. Ooh. I love it. Just shadow and blackness. Okay. Just gonna do some other things. I want to change it so that he has much slower speed. Might even maintain 0.75 and 0.75. And I'm gonna reload. And then we're gonna go mod stress 50. Where are you, Joseph? Where'd you spawn? Okay, so he's in that hallway. Let's go to that hallway. That's kind of something out of your nightmares, right? The feet actually kind of feel like they make sense. Is this, have you seriously not had like whipped cream on ice cream before? Is that not like been gifted to you by anything? Yeah, there's a dog in the distance. I feel like the angular speed needs to be a little bit faster, but I'm now pretty happy with how Joseph moves and looks. I feel like his stopping distance maybe needs to be a little higher too. Maybe just 2.5. Okay. Okay. Try this one more time. Mod stress. All right. Mod stress 50. There we go. Spawned right next to me. Hey, Joseph. How's it going? Yeah. Nice and slow. Did you just give up? Right here, Joseph. Come to me. Oh, yeah. That. It's a creepy monster. I like it. He just, it's like gives up though. Oh, because there's like a very short sight distance. Because it takes so long to like follow me. I think he gives up sometimes. Probably to compensate that, I should probably make his like his sight distance generally just probably needs to be like at least 15. This could be like 25. 3 and 3 is probably fine. The angle chasing will make that like 270. And then he should have a longer chase time, like 15 seconds, because he's going to take a long time to get wherever he thinks you are. So ooh. I love this guy. He's so cool. Just like looking at him come at me. Eyes in like pure darkness. And I really like that he's pure shadow now. Like you don't see any of that other model because it just creates such a cooler, more like solidified effect, I think. I can probably tweak a little bit of it where like it doesn't maybe maybe it should be a little smaller, the shadows, but that's like tweakable in time. Like should the start size be like 35 instead? 0.35, of course. 0.35. Maybe. Yeah, I think I'm gonna change it to 0.35 because then it's like you get more of those little dribbles. Oh, hey, Sadrid SF. How have you thought about adding a point where the enemy? Yeah, that's what the enemies currently do. And I have a little value that's actually a little bit more than that. That is, they have what I call sight hold time, which actually I was going to increase this too for him. And so what this does programmatically is after he's lost sight of the player, he still kind of knows where the player is for a certain amount of time. And that's just kind of like to mimic the natural intuition of a person. Like if you see someone run past a corner, right? You kind of intuit that they're going to continue going down the corner, right? Now, obviously, it doesn't handle juking and stuff. Like if the player ran to the corner and then ran in a different direction than maybe they thought they would, they're kind of too smart in that situation. But I think it should be fine. Yeah, it's kind of just like it's a really quick and easy way to fake it. And then eventually, if I really need to, I can tweak some things up later on to make it a little bit better. But for now, I'm pretty happy with how this works. The only thing I wish I could do is make it a little bit more even. Like it seems to like, I guess because there's more triangles in his hands and in his face, that's just kind of naturally where all the particles show up. But the other ones didn't seem to do any better, I think. I mean, maybe triangles is a little bit better. Vertex. Vertex was the first one. Triangles. Triangles actually looks a little better. But edge. I don't know. Maybe I'll try triangle for now. Fly to zombie. All right, these are actually on the zombie. Fly to zombie. Yeah, I like that. I'm literally using the most basic particle system that they have, and I'm not even changing the like the basic material. It's just like the most basic little like particle effects thing they have. Yeah. But like I'm not even using like a custom material or anything. This is literally like the out of the box particle little thing that you get from them. So just to show you what you can do without even art, so to speak. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna save that guy up. Next time, I'm gonna be making him start doing damage to the player when you're near him, and he's gonna like do the reducing stress part. He probably also needs to do other things. So let's just check this thing. So stress monster that will start appearing at 50% stress. When able to spawn, I'm kind of not doing that anymore. I might do it later. When spawn, it'll spawn near the player, coming through portals on the ground. Spawning will take a few seconds. I still need to do that part. Yeah, so I still need to do a lot of these things. I also need to add an item for monster will do damage while near the player, but also reduce stress. The idea is like he's siphoning off your stress, but it's kind of damaging to you. It's a very toxic way to remove your stress. And thanks for the follow, Sadred. I hope I'm pronouncing that first. Sadred. It's surprisingly like I feel like if you just tweak a few of these values, like with the like you just need to tweak like the size over lifetime or color over lifetime, you can get some pretty crazy things with just like that basic particle. Oh, nice. I'm always happy when I manage to do this right. All right, I am gonna be calling it now. I'm gonna raid somebody. Damn, I was hoping Booyah would be here because knowing Ember talking about the farming games, I think she would have liked Booyah Grandma. So Ember, you should check out Booyah Grandma if you have some time. But he's not streaming right now. So let's go over to Grumble of Pugs, who's doing a cute little thingy. Ah, thank you for the bits, Sadred. That's awesome. You're probably like the #1 bit person now because I think I've only got 100 bits before. So, oh wait. Before I go, all right. For anyone that's new here, if you want to join the Discord, hang out. There's a demo. It's a little bit older now, but it's got some of the base mechanics there. So feel free to check that out. And then also when we raid, I need to. Yeah, it's got the #1 title now. Congratulations. Hopefully this works. Raid Morse, come on. Come on, Stream Elements. You can do it. Raid. Maybe I have to do it again. Raid Morse. There we go. There's this little Morse code for raid. So copy paste that and then we'll raid it. Yes, it will eventually be a full game. That is the idea. I am trying to make this into a full game that teaches player Morse code while also scaring them and doing all that fun stuff. So hope to catch you guys around soon. But I'll see you in Grumble's stream, and I'll hang out there for a little bit while I'm handling some clips and doing some stuff like that. And then I will be heading out slightly after that. So, with that said, thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.